Good morning. All right, the cheese has been in the refrigerator overnight, and I have to tell you, I'm so excited. The texture is right on, right what I was looking for. It's a very hard cheese. It's not rubbery. It's almost like got the consistency of a Romano kind of cheese. The flavor is off, but it's edible. So I'm going to try different things with it. I may coat this in a little bit of sriracha salt or some other seasoning. And I think this one, because I made two, this one I think I'm going to try and age it. I've never really been too successful with that, but if you're plant-based for your cheeses, go check out Connie's Rawsome Kitchen. She makes all kinds of cheeses, and she ages her cheese, and they look really delicious. And she uses all kinds of ingredients. So go check out Connie's Rawsome Kitchen, and she's a vegan chef, and she really has some awesome recipes. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what my cheese is doing. So it slices beautifully, really nice. And like I said, it's a firm texture. It's not like a lot of vegan cheeses where you use agar-agar, and they're still kind of soft, even the firmer cheeses. This is really a hard cheese. So I'm hoping that as it ages, it mellows a little bit. Now I tried melting it, and like I said in the beginning, this probably will not be a meltable cheese. And it really isn't. It just kind of gets hard. So I tried it on a little crostini, but it will shred. So let's see how it shreds. And I'm just going to shred a little bit. So you could make like your own if you get the flavor right, and I'm going to work on that and share that with you. But if you get the flavor right, you could easily make your own Parmesan cheese out of it. Oops, forgot to take the little container out. But it shreds beautifully. But I don't think it would be the kind of cheese you'd want to put on a pizza. You would probably put this more like on the top of your spaghetti. But as you can see, it does shred beautifully. So I'm going to shred some of this and see if I can add some flavor to it and maybe get it to be like a Parmesan. But it shreds very easily. That's how hard it is. So I'm very, very pleased with the texture. So I'm going to fool around with the flavor the next time I make it and leave out some of the sour, because like I said, that's the biggest issue. It's a very sour cheese. I mean, not like you're biting into a lemon, but it's a little more sour than what I like or what I wanted. But you know, that's how you create recipes. You just tweak this and tweak that, a little more of this, a little more of that. So don't let cooking intimidate you. You know, if you want to learn to cook, the best thing to do, it's like anything, practice, practice, and the more you do, the more you'll understand the process. Because cooking has a little bit of alchemy to it. I mean, who would have thought that washing flour and using the washed flour water, you could make a cheese, you know, so, and you're using up everything. You're not wasting anything. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little update on my cheese, and I'll be back in a little bit and we'll have a little chat. Good morning. It's that time again.
Coffee can be your passion. Anyway, I've been thinking about, I have friends, and some of them are always bored. It's like they don't know what to do with themselves. And I think it's important to not always have to rely on other people to entertain you because other people are busy too. So it made me think because I am very, very rarely bored, if ever. Sometimes I'm bored with what I have to do, like if I have to go clean the bathroom or, you know, scrub the floor or, things like that. That activity bores me. But there's a difference between an activity boring you and actually being bored because you don't know what to do with yourself. So the people that I know that are bored a lot and don't know what to do, they don't have any hobbies. They don't have any hobbies that they do. They might read or something like that, which is a great hobby, but you can only read so long, and you need multiple outlets for your creativity, not just one. I mean, unless the one thing that you're passionate about, you could do it 24/7, and that's great too. But most people need multiple outlets to let the creativity out. And we are creative creatures. We all are creative, even if you don't think you are. You are. You're creative. You maybe just haven't found your niche or niche or whatever it is you want to call it. But I remember I've always been that way. I will go whole hog into something that I think I might develop a passion for. I'll get all the baubles and bells and whistles that go with that particular passion, and I'll get into it. And because of that, I have had multiple passions throughout my lifetime. And that's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. And there are passions that I've developed that I was really into for months or maybe years. And then I stopped doing it for whatever reason. Life got in the way, or I just wanted to try something else. And I remember a couple times my mom, she would say, "You never finish anything," which wasn't really true. And I told her, I said, "Mama, I don't need to make a career out of everything that I want to learn." And I guess the bottom line is learning. Learning anything that is of interest to you can become a passion. Learn about astronomy, learn about how life is created on the earth, do research on that. Doing research on things that interest you, it doesn't always have to be a passion like painting or making jewelry, or it doesn't have to always be that kind of a passion. Doing research into what interests you can be a passion. And there's so many outlets to look for these things to help you along your way. And it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg either. Research, you can go to the library, you can borrow books on whatever it is that interests you, you can go online and learn things and make it your passion, and then you won't be bored. I mean, when I started to paint, and I went through a phase where I did paint quite a bit. I took all the online lessons, free ones, that I could find from all kinds of different artists because I wanted to develop my own painting style and not just copy somebody else. I just wanted to have my own um, style of painting. But I watched a lot of different artists. I love to watch Bob Ross. I still like to watch him because he's so calming and quieting, and he and I could have been buddies. But And I know he wasn't like Rembrandt or anything like that, but I really enjoyed watching his paintings and how quickly he did it, because a lot of times when you get into a new passion, it's like you want to get there yesterday, but it doesn't work that way. You sort of have to build your knowledge base, and that's the point where a lot of people give up. They oh, this is too hard. This, I can't do this. This is too hard. But take little baby bites to eat that elephant of knowledge, because there is so much knowledge out there now that's available to people. It is totally unbelievable. I mean, just try Googling something, and all this information comes up. And so there's really no excuse not to learn something. But if you're bored, find something that interests you and then learn everything about it that you can. And then once you're satisfied and you've learned what you wanted to learn or needed to learn, then it's okay to move on to something else. But going back to my painting, I bought a lot of DVDs from different artists. Um, Johannes of Luthaus. He's a Canadian painter, and he does online classes. And the classes are usually $20, and it's a paint along, and you can download them to your computer so that you can go back and revisit what he's done. Because when you first start out, you're pretty slow. It takes you a while to get the colors right, and it takes you a while to get the texture of the paint right. All these things play into what it is to master an art, or whatever it is you want to learn. And I'm just using that as an example. But I go in whole hog when I'm interested in something. I want to know everything there is to know, and I want the right equipment, and even buying equipment for things like that. You don't have to go out and buy a $20 brush. You can go out in Walmart and buy some things. You won't get as good of results, but you kind of build up to it. Or photography. You don't run out and buy $1,000 camera right away. To start photography on your phone, or if you have a little cheap camera, start taking nice pictures with that. Download maybe an editing program. There's free ones out there, and edit your photos, or copy and paste and create things that way. But and see where it leads you. And as long as it's something that it interests you, you should do well. I know when I was in school, you always had to learn. You had to read the books they wanted you to read. You had to learn what it is they wanted you to learn. And it just, that was something I was bored with, because I wanted to learn what I wanted to learn. Some of the other stuff, I knew I had to learn it, which I did, but I really didn't get into it. I didn't like math at all, and I still don't. But if we had a subject that interested me, then I did very, very well at it. And the other stuff, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do what I have to do. But, at best, I was mediocre. And that's my whole point. There are certain things in life, of course, we all have to do that are, like I said, you can get bored with the activity, and but there are certain things that have to be done. But for the rest of the time, find your passions, and really more than one. I mean, our brains are capable of learning so many things, and it'll keep you young. Always learn something new. If you wanted to always learn to play the guitar and you're 70 years old, you know find a used guitar, and start plucking away at it. Get some home lessons. I'm sure on YouTube there's lessons, basic ones, and how to learn to play the guitar. And you might start this activity, and when you get into it, you may decide, you know what, I thought I'd always wanted to do this, but it's really not my thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But try everything and anything, that you've ever wanted to do, and find a way to do it so you don't have to spend a lot of money. We don't have to go to an Ivy League college to learn a lot of things. Some of the smartest people I know just went to high school. They didn't get all these degrees and all that stuff. I mean, that's wonderful too, but that doesn't make you really any smarter. Might make you book smarter, but it doesn't make you any smarter than the person that's tinkering around in their kitchen or in their garage, or you know taking apart a computer and putting it back together, or a motorcycle, or whatever it is. But if you do it with passion, you'll always be successful. And don't get discouraged by learning the little steps to get to where you want. But it's okay to quit if you don't like it. If you truly thought you would love doing something and then you find you don't like it, it's okay to say, I'm going to move on to something else that I might love more. Because if you stick with something that you really are kind of, yeah, lukewarm about, you're going to get discouraged, and then you're going to say, oh, I can't do anything. And then you look at other people that have a lot of, where they can do a lot of things, and you think, wish I could be like that. So you can be like that, but find what it is you love to do and go for it. You can do it. I know you can. I mean, I'm not Einstein. I have a lot of passions, and I do a lot of things that interest me, and it makes life fun. You don't always have to go to a party, or have spend time with friends constantly because you don't know how to entertain yourself. Learn to become your own best friend, and you'll also be a better friend to your friends, to all the other people that you call friends, and your family that you love. All right, that's all I have for you today. It's Vlogmas Day 21, and I just want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.